Alright, now that we got work ethic and our religion, we're getting production out of these adjacency bonuses. So our goal is just to get as much of that adjacency as we can. And then looking over here into culture, we're working on drama and poetry. We're going to take that into theology and get the scripter cards to double those bonuses. We're going to be getting so much faith, so much culture and production, and that's going to make our cities pop. In that vein, I see that Thessalonica here is going to get this tile, random spot, instead of a nice one next to my holy site. So, you know what? We're going to have to go ahead, buy it out. Sometimes the random numbers just don't work in your favor, but this is going to work. Get my culture up, get my faith up, and production. I'm getting another farm in Constantinople, finish off that ring. Looks like this missionary here can make the city mine, Panda Gang. That's going to be a +2 era score 2 for my dedication. And my scout ought to start searching to the south. And look at that, we've met Sendai Akita, hello. This one city we found of theirs is pretty tiny, man. You see just how cramped things get in these dual maps. Sendai offering me 3 gold per turn for 20 iron. That's not bad, but maybe we can get a little bit better. Taking a look at my stockpile, I'm at 26 of 50, so I have plenty of turns to find myself a better deal. Thessalonica's builder is completed, and I'd like to get them finishing off this farm ring around my holy site, but I just don't have the territories yet. Luckily, there is this hill tile to the east that I can upgrade and get the city's production doing a little bit more. This is key because I want to build the Great Bath. I think that would go really well in this floodplains area here. If you just count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 floodplains tiles, that's an opportunity for a ton of faith. Now, when I think about placing this wonder, I've got to think about my unique building, the Hippodrome, because that wants to have farm adjacency bonus. And I've got to think about putting a theater square down next to it too to take advantage of some adjacency. Now, I don't want to put it near the north because this volcano could become active and then my theater square is getting pillaged, my hippodrome's getting pillaged. So I think one of these 2 tiles down here, I'll put the theater square on that level 3 flooding tile. Let me get that tacked down right now. Theater square going down right there. Let's just say I place the wonder down here. That would leave me a spot for the hippodrome. Let's go get that put down, where I could still get 3 adjacent farms to get that faith bonus. So at this very second, I'm gonna plug in a campus in this nice little cove of mountains because the science is really hurting right now. We're only at 9, this allowed +4, but the next thing we're building, this Great Bath, and hopefully that finishes up before any of the competing civilizations decide they want that for themselves. In the capital, our builder is finally getting these diamonds again. Okay, now I've searched on land at least about as far as I can, and there doesn't look to be any obvious good settles here. Directly to the south, hey, maybe right here, we could actually get an okay one, -2 and -8. And then this tiny little island, -3, but I'm not in any situation to build a settler at this moment. So we'll have to see what plays out going forward. That said, just looking at the borders, it doesn't look like there will be anything further to the south for me here. And we've met Wu Tian, hello, nice to meet you. Let's see if they'll show me one of their cities. All right, just down here to the south. These two civs, Mali and China, look the exact same almost. So gotta keep an eye out not to get mixed up there. We got sailing, so boats are an option. I'm gonna get these diamonds finally and send this new builder eastward to Nicaea. We're gonna chop out 1 woods, get an extra builder out of that, and then we'll move Magnus around to get some more woods chopped down. Wu Jian seems to like me, so I'm gonna declare friendship. Maybe we can sell our borders for something now too. Will you give me 2 gold per turn? All right, we'll take that. Maybe she'll give me hers for free. Fantastic. With sailing complete, I'm gonna clean up another early stage tech, the wheel. A watermill will actually be pretty awesome in most of my cities because we have so much wheat. 1, 2, 3, and at least 4 over here. And that gives you bonus food. In Constantinople, I need to think a few turns ahead as well because I want this Adamanaki. This is gonna give me more science and production to all these floodplains tiles. Now, over here with the Great Bath, this actually acts as a dam, but in Constantinople, we'll need to build a dam too. So up to the north, again, we've got this situation with a volcano. So I think I should put the wonder next to the volcano because I don't think that wonders can be pillaged. And that way I can put the dam down here by this mountain and we won't have constant pillaging of our dam and then flooding of our farms. For now though, Constantinople will build 1 more builder before we swap out our governments, and envoys will have to wait as well. We got some border expansion down here. That's always good to see in Constantinople. This builder heading towards Nicaea to chop this woods out is actually going to be 1 or 2 turns late completing that. So I'm gonna divert my attention from drama and poetry for just 2 seconds, put in military tradition. I want to get this down to just 1 turn, and that way I'll be able to get a free governance switch whenever I feel like it. We've also got enough faith to purchase another missionary, but I want to hold off and wait, get some apostles, and have more of a formidable army. Sunday Akita's finally giving me open borders. Our scout is super happy. The legs have been getting mad cramped. And I'm going to use all this gold to buy up tiles. I need this one here to chop out the woods. I just like to have these tiles next to my holy site to put down some farms. Thessalonica's culture, production, whatnot. And I'm a little bit worried about this Yerevan taking some of these tiles from me. Looks like our missionary will get another city to follow Panda Gang. Wuqian, thank you for the delegation. And we've met Bavaria right on. Let's see if he wants to be friendly. Doesn't tell me where his capital is. That's a bit concerning. Now I'll put drama and poetry back in. Next turn we'll chop out the woods and then swap out our cards however we see fit. And eruption, that's what I'm worried about, man. Thessalonica. Okay, we've got a new government. We want to first off slot in this diplomatic league. Don't ever forget about those. I got 2 envoys sitting here. Builders I'm just about done with, but hold on, that reminds me. I don't want to change things out just yet. Let's come over to this builder. We're going to remove the woods. That's going to finish off, give us a whole brand new builder. And now we can actually swap out these cards. So, diplomatic league. We're building these ancient era wonders. So let's get Corvée in here. And I really want to buy out a bunch of tiles so my builders can make farms. Starting off first with the city-states, I care a lot about culture and science, so I'm going to send 2 envoys there. Since we have the special card and we get 2 envoys instead of just 1. And these tasks aren't so tough either. Construct a holy site. I've already got 2. I got 1 planned in Nicaea. And also an encampment. I'd like to get one right on this choke point with Austria. So we should be able to get both of those. With my new builder, we did research sailing, so we can upgrade this Wales with the fishing boat. That'll make our people happy, and we can sell that for tiles we need. Like, look over here, England's getting pretty close. I don't want them coming on, stealing my rice, whatever this desert tile might be. This tile just looks so ominous. I bet it's some kind of uranium or some oil. Yerevan 2, I want this woods for my theater square and the chomp. I'd like this maze because it's nice in a floodplain. And these 2 tiles next to the holy site, they'd be great to put farms on. So looking at Yerevan, I think priority 1 is the maze. I don't think they would expand to get this tile over something a little bit closer that's just as good, same amount of yields. Nicaea is now done with Magnus, so let's reassign them to Thessalonica. We'll buy out this tile, chop down the woods, and that'll finish off the campus. For science, there's nothing I need too much right now. Like, embarking into the sea would be nice. But I'm going to go for industrial zone because I can see myself building one of those in the capital soon. There's also the aqueduct, which goes well with the industrial zone, but I don't really need it too much in the capital right now. We've actually got an abundance of housing for a change. 4 people and 7 housing. In Nicaea, I just chopped down that woods, gave me the free builder, and because of that, I've actually got some extra production left over. So I'm going to go ahead, put that towards a campus that goes next here with the reef. Set that down, we get a decent adjacency bonus. But that leaves me with a big hole in my pocket, only 8 gold per turn, and I'd really like to buy out this tile next turn to get working on my wonder. I've created this sweet deal with Wuqian though, and that'll let me buy out this tile right now. Still left over, I've got iron, and that's selling for 5 apiece with Victoria. Sunday Akita's down as well. And now we're rich, I can even buy out this tile in Thessalonica, get another farm down next to my holy site, and the Thessalonica holy site is now up to 5 faith, production, and culture. Nicaea's 1 turn away from growth. That's going to start putting them into a bit of a housing situation. So I'm going to get a farm here on the wheat. Can't go wrong there. And I'll have this builder come along. We'll get the whales upgraded. We'll get the spices upgraded. And that should give us a extra 2 housing just from our improvements. Constantinople's made another builder. And it's going to get started on the wonder here. We'll place it down next to the volcano. Hopefully it doesn't erupt in the next 11 turns. There's nothing really to improve in this city though. It would be nice to chop out these trees to aid in the production. We're just looking at the tiles that can be worked. There's still the diamond tile that'll give us some good yields, and this 2-2 directly next to our capital. This makes me feel pretty good about moving the builder over here to Thessalonica. It can fix up this mine on its way, but I actually wanted to build a little bit more in this city too. If you notice this tile that my mouse is over next to the holy site, it's missing a farm. So we want to get a farm down there, but the 2 builders we have nearby, one I'm going to put down on the maze right now, and the other is on top of these woods, and both of these are going to be harvest. We're going to harvest the maze, harvest the woods. That'll give us money, and that'll give us production. We want to do that when Magnus is in there because it doubles that benefit. Ludwig's a good guy. I'll give me 18 gold for borders. Not just that, but a pretty decent deal on the diamonds too, 6 per turn. I'm getting as much as I can out of Wuqian as well. This lets me buy this rice tile away from Plymouth, and indirectly it sort of protects the neighboring tiles too. Like these coastal ones, no way they're gonna come after that now, and this random desert tile, no way that its borders are gonna grow in this direction anymore. Speaking of Plymouth, I've just gotten my missionary next door. Let's go and create another Panda Gang city. Then in Nicaea, I'll have one of my builders go towards the spice and the other improve the other whale. Just fixing up this mine in Thessalonica. And our scout seems to have found another scout for a fight. Let's go. 1-on-1, and our guy came out on top. Theology discovered. Now look at this card here, Scripture. That doubles your holy site adjacency bonus. Not only that, but now we get to build temples. This is going to let us use apostles. Those are key for expanding your religion and for fighting other religions. So, changing our cards here. We definitely want to get Scripture going. This is going to give us plus 10 faith, the card tells us. But not just that. Because we're playing Theodora, that's giving us 10 more culture and 10 more production throughout our empire. Before I change those cards, though, I want to think hard about, do I want to buy more tiles? I mean, this one right here I definitely want, so I can do that while I still have the reduction in price there. I'm going to swap out my diplomatic cards because I don't have, actually I do have an envoy. I'll send that to Preslav right now. But now, yeah, we can make sure we can go swap out our diplomatic cards and get Scripture going. I like our other 2 economic policies, wonder production and production in all cities. It really is just important that before you swap out your cards, you get the most out of the cards you're using right now. And important to keep one of these as a backup. I'm going to get military tradition now just because I need to swap out my government. I realized that I made a mistake and I didn't get the 2 times production towards naval units, and I need that to get boats, and that's going to boost shipbuilding for me. Funny enough, I never got irrigation though, so I'll have to wait 2 turns to get these spices. Look at these huge Scripture yields now. This holy site here, 10 production in Thessalonica. Constantinople, I think it's the same, 10 production. So that's half of Thessalonica's productions coming from this, and just under half of Constantinople's. Our cities are going to start producing like crazy. Right on, even more era score. We're so far into a golden age now, it's insane. So like I mentioned, I wanted to swap out some cards here. I'm going to keep Scripture, and I'm going to put in Maritime Industries. This will double my production towards naval units. Those units I'll make in Nicaea, and that'll help me get to shipbuilding. We'll get our unique unit, the Drummond, and allow our units to embark. One more turn for this builder here. Thessalonica done its campus. Let's put the Great Bath in here. At the same time, Magnus just established himself in this city. So I'm going to harvest this maize. This will give me 150 gold. That's just crazy money. And I'm going to harvest this woods as well. That'll knock my turns in half for this wonder. With that, we'll bring Magnus back to Constantinople. Put Pangala into Thessalonica. This way we can get our last few harvest of woods down here. Now in those 5 turns, yes, the wonder will be complete, but there'll be other buildings we want to build after that. Plantation unlocked. Let's get these spices. Get that builder out of there before the volcano erupts. That's dangerous, guys. So happy to have all this money. I can buy out another tile. This one's going to be huge. My builder's going to improve it. That's going to be what? 6 food, 1 production, and then plus that, the wonder bonuses. Oh, Hippodrome unlocked. I wonder where the first one will go down. My guess, Thessalonica. So we've got to send our trader somewhere new. It looks like the best place to go is Longy. Not only is this like the most stats we get here, we get science, culture, faith. It's also on the water, so that means once we get a trading post set up there by the completion of the route, we'll be able to send super far trade routes that get us tons of stuff. However, I like logistics a lot, so I'm going to send the builder to Nicaea. This way we can get a road over this river, which is going to be super helpful when we send our builders around to improve our tiles. Classical era ends in 8 turns. Okay, we got the roll on that. So it's kind of random when the era is going to end, but it looks like 8 turns. Perfect timing for our shipbuilding, although we're going to try and get that boosted and maybe swap out what exactly we're researching just to make the most of our science. Thessalonica never doing the tile I want. Doing this one over here, which, you know what? It's a pretty nice tile. Let's go ahead and buy this out. The game's just not as advanced as a person, because when I build this farm, we're going to get 2 culture, 2 faith, and 2 production. That's better than 1 extra food on this hills tile over here.